Good morning. Welcome to iCEBreak. It is my pleasure to introduce Professor Nelson Lima, that is a full professor here at the University of Minho. He's also Executive Chief of the Micoteca, and today he'll talk about the microbial research infrastructure and its role on research. So welcome, Professor, and the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you to all, and let me start about the MIRRI, and today I will try to explain to you what the MIRRI as a European research infrastructure can do for you. Let's see, next slide. The big question is about what is MIRRI? MIRRI is a European research infrastructure. There are several nowadays organized in different domains. And the MIRRI as a microbial resource research infrastructure belongs to the food and health domain. This means that we are connected with other research infrastructure at European level in this domain and food and health, but we are interconnected with many other domains and many other research infrastructure. The main point here is that MIRRI is based on different culture collections of microorganisms that we have around Europe. And all these culture collections, or the more advanced concept, microbial resources research centers, are distributed among the countries and inside of each country. For instance, in Portugal, we have 16 collections, different ones from algae, bacteria, fungi like MUM at the University of Minho, yeasts, and the other microorganisms, or even from DNA constructs or the plasmids and so on. All these microbial resources are important and are completely fragmented in terms of holdings and also the associated data. And MIRRI tried to reorganize and put all together this information and the microbial resource under the same umbrella, working all together in terms of to provide a better research, better organization, and also offer different services that one single collection is not able to provide. And this is a key element for us. MIRRI exists at European level to offer service and is customer oriented. We work for our customers, and our customers are, we'll see later on, different stakeholders, and we need to work in different directions to achieve this main goal. MIRRI is a non-profit organization established starting in 2010 in the European roadmap. Later on, from 2012 and 2016, we have an important funding project for a preparatory phase. And nowadays, we are under the Horizon 2020 new project funding again by the European Commission with 5 million that we call iCEBreak 21, that support us to organize ourselves as a legal entity and a research infrastructure. Let me move the next slide. And the composition nowadays, the members of MIRRI is countries. And the countries that are working with us and will be members of MIRRI is shown in this map. We have 9 European countries, European Union countries, plus one European country that is Russian Federation. And also, we have now a proposal that Romania will join us with an observer. That is another way to belong to MIRRI, but less binding from legal point of view. MIRRI, it is as a statutory seat, and the headquarters is in Portugal. In fact, in our campus at the University of Minho, in the CP3, and is also connected with the SPEN, with the University of Valencia, where we are established the hub, the informatic facility. So only to show you, because you know the campus, now you can see the MIRRI there, and we'll start operate and coordinate all these infrastructure from these offices. At the national level, is also important to tell you that MIRRI has a node, a Portuguese node, that is based also, and I'm the coordinator from the legal point of view, I'm the coordinator of the national node, and you can see more information under the microbiome research center network.pt, and the log, you find also the log that is our log of the national node and our national network. That we, as I said, we are 16 collections in Portugal. But at the European level, that is the most important, we are more than 50 collections nowadays, belong to the different countries. We have a very solid and long experience working microbiome resource. If we combine all the years that the collections operate continuously, we have more than 2,800 years in operation in total. Don't forget that we see here Institute Pasteur or CBS that are, and MUCL from Belgium, they are collections that are almost that starting for the beginning of microbiology as a scientific field. They have more than 100 years in a continuous operation. This means that MIRRI has a strong expertise also, and we have with us more than 300 persons that work together under the MIRRI and covering different specialization domains: health and food, agro-food, environmental energy, and many other domains like legal domains, taxonomy, informatics, how to work with the big data, and so on. So to coordinate all these infrastructure, we have a central coordinate unity set up in the University of Minho. Nowadays, we have the executive director, that is Luis, the secretary is Ana João, financial manager Bassan Carradine, that is also established in the University of Minho, and formerly at the Institute Pasteur, Liliana was our access officer, and Peo, that is working or was working in Spain, in Valencia, was also the IT officer. Nevertheless, these two positions we have changed. Liliana was recently replaced by Adriana, that welcome her, and we have an open vacancy for replace Peo as the IT officer. Alongside of the CCU to coordinate the MIRRI at the European level, we have two coordinators that are responsible for the European project that I told you, the iCEBreak 21. I'm the coordinator of this project, and the co-coordinator is Armando Venancio. what is our strategy for this decade? We find this agenda, that is the agenda for a green, healthy, and sustainable future. You can see that we have three domains: health, food, agro-food, and environmental energy. Connect with biodiversity, biotechnology, bioeconomy, sustainability, and One Health. Of course, based on in our knowledge: bioprospecting, preservation and cultural mix, microbiome taxonomy, digital service based on the fair data, legal and regulatory issues and standards, and many other issues and many other topics that we have with us. Our agenda is based or is organized in 7 domains and 7 strategic areas. Now I can scan one more in detail. Is the relate with human and human animal infectious disease. You can see that we are aligned with sustainable development goals. We are aligned with Horizon Europe cluster and Horizon Europe missions, and with different partnerships. For instance, under this strategy, we submitted recently a COVID Horizon Infra European project that it was yet approved. Another project or another strategy area is related with therapeutic solutions, and again connect with this. We are also involved in another proposal related with a cancer is a mission, and this project MIRRI is involved, and it was submitted. Continue with the strategy. We have the strategy area number 3, that is sustainability food and feed products, and also resource and methods for biological management of soils and crops. And with this research strategic area, we submitted recently another European project related with agriculture. You can see that our strategy are very well aligned what is ongoing at European level, and the MIRRI became, and is very important for us, a very important partner. In some situations we coordinate the project, or we have a very strong activity, and we offer a lot of to the project, and in some situations we have a more subsidiary approach. Nevertheless, we are involved in the most important project nowadays, and this is quite important for the sustainability and the activity of MIRRI as a whole. The strategy area 5 is related with organic pollutions and biomonitoring and bioremediation using microbiology. The strategy area number 6 is based in the bioenergy and bio-based chemicals and so on, and white biotechnology. And the strategy area number 7, that is our key element, is the bio preservation and the microbial biodiversity. In general, you can see that we cover eight sustainable goals defined by the United Nations from the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. That means that we have a very good coverage, and based on the health and food, agro-food, environmental and energy, taking account that we are very have a good expertise on the biodiversity, mainly microbial biodiversity, microbial biotechnology, bioeconomy, sustainability, and One Health, as I said before. What you can offer for you? Take this in consideration, and take that the MIRRI is a big infrastructure, bring together the expertise that it was split and sometimes hidden at European level. We bring all together, and MIRRI have different domains of interests that I don't read all them, but from the environmental side, agriculture, Antarctic strands, food industry, cosmetic, biofuel, probiotics, wine production and beer, as you know, wastewater treatment, and industrial biocatalysis. Of course, that with these interest domains, we can have expertise to cover these main fields. And this is connected with our cutting edge technology, and cutting edge technology that add value to gene. When we isolate a strand, we isolate, make isolation, characterization. You organize the information, the data, resource to provide for the different applications, for the different domains, the strengths very well characterized and very well defined, and in some situations, type strengths and the reference strengths. For this, we use cutting edge technology that are also available for all. And why? Because a key element for us is our collaborative work environmental platform that is organizing 4 gates, and one of the gates is the service. The service is our catalog of service, our catalog also for the TNA, Transaction Access Program. And this is very important to you understand that this TNA is an open opportunity, give you the opportunity to come to our laboratories, to use our facilities, our products, and our service and products to speed up the process and the research. You can apply to this TNA, and you can use the TNA access in a very friendly way, and in our case, supported by the funding from the European funding. So please take advantage of the TNA catalog. We have also our catalog of strengths in another pillar. We have another pillar that is our expertise, that we can support and make consultants for the service. So you can address your questions and we will reply to you. And last but not least, the training and education pillar, that is the offer that we give to the public, to the customers, that could be very specific and tailored training, or in a more general training and advanced course and specialized course. So this is what we can offer to you, to all the different stakeholders that comes from the companies, the industry or bioindustry, academia, service, and many others. We can find us on the social media, and I advise you to connect to our social media to stay updated, and we can follow, of course, all these details using our website, www.mirri.org. So I think that I stop here to give the opportunity to you put the questions that you want to clarify, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for your very nice presentation, and to keep the 20 minutes. I will just share my screen with some of the questions made by the community. So the first question is, how do you see the impact of MIRRI on research at the mid or long term?
Yes, of course that for us, we are on the beginning, and in fact, as you can see, we participate so far in 4 projects at Horizon Europe, and from the 4 projects that we participate, 2 were approved yet. That means the success so far is 50%, and we expect to have a more successful projects. That means that more and more the impact will increase as we can enlarge the MIRRI And one of the main objectives and one of the main goal is the enlargement of the MIRRI to other countries, but don't forget that of course this is a European infrastructure funding and promoted by the European Commission. But even yesterday evening I spent several hours speaking with Chile to attract Chile to our research infrastructure, as we have a good negotiations with Brazil and many other countries outside of EU. That means that MIRRI is EU's promoted by European Commission, but we look beyond EU in terms of the sharing and the strands that are all around the world, but also very important is share and have access to the information. So with the long term, we see that MIRRI became more and more important, not alone, but in connection with other research infrastructure. And for internal discussion, SEB, for instance, our research center at SEB, we belong and we participate in another research infrastructure, and we are all connected and all we work together in a very synergic and using synergies with us.
Thank you very much. Kept in line with this first question. How open is MIRRI to collaborate with junior researchers that have limited funds?
Yes, this is a key element. So far, we can collaborate under the TNA. This is the key element for us to support the research. This means that a researcher or a team, because could be not only one, could be a team, can apply for a project, and if the project will be assessed by an international panel, if it will be approved, they will support for funding point of view. And a very important element here, MIRRI and all that we are involved in this project will never be co-authors. The results belongs only to the researchers. What is compulsory that at the end, when the research use the data or the information or the results obtained through the MIRRI, they need acknowledge on the paper. Okay. We never be co-authors, because our research infrastructure is to promote and speed research, but not to create our own research, but facilitate the other ones.
Okay, and are these TNAs very competitive to obtain?
Yes, so far, yes. Of course, that we are on the beginning. We have 4 approved so far. And at the beginning of the next year, we'll open a new call. We'll discuss the new terms, because we are in a pilot process to learn with the process. But so far, yes, it's competitive. And what I advise is that if you want to apply for TNAs for our research infrastructure or any other research infrastructure that we have at European level, that they are so many, please contact the access officer, because the access officer is the right person to advise you to organize the application form.
Okay. Next question is a little bit different from what we discussed so far. So microorganisms seem to be a hot topic on Horizon Europe framework, where fermentation process and gut microbiota are viewed with interest. What do you think?
Yes, of course, that food and feed is a key element. Nowadays, there are new projects also launched by the Horizon Europe, like from farm to fork, This also create huge potentialities to submit new ideas and collaborate with new partners. MIRRI is or we are also involved and start to think about this. But it's not only this topic. White biotechnology is quite important. Many other topics, the Horizon Europe project or the different pillars. Don't forget that the four pillars, the pillars of Horizon Europe is different. Research infrastructures belong to the pillar one. The pillar two is more related with this project, but that we are also connected. But we are also connected with the other pillars, and that is much more applied to the companies and to transfer the knowledge for the companies. But the MIRRI don't see itself only on the pillar one, but we are working to cross the different pillars and go to the different pillars. Of course, the pillar one is the natural pillar for us, but we are trying to do much more than stay on the pillar one.
Okay, thank you very much. And now the last question. We are here more, but just time for this one. So are there any special discounts for SEP community, or I would add here Umingo community?
Not necessarily if I speak at European level, because we have the headquarters here, and one of the basic rule is the neutrality. So we treat all at same equal, but of course that there are another potentialities that is much more related with the national node. The national node is also coordinated by myself and is belong and is hosted by SEB, and this gave the possibility to have a different approach by the national node. At the European level, the neutrality and is a basic rule for us, and we are not able to give discount. Some discount could appear at national level if we accept that according to the rules of the governments, they assume this. If they pay this or that in a different way or in kind, maybe they can have discount. But again, this is something that is negotiated case by case in a very transparent way.
Yes, glad to hear that. And now I just have to, in name of the organization, acknowledge your precious contribution to iCEBreak, and also to tell all the audience that next week we'll have the iCEBreak for the PhD students. And thank you for your participation, and see you next week.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.